Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be going over a tool that we created here to make your life easier when it comes to company meetings. So I know that many of you may be having your meetings online, whether it's via Zoom, Microsoft Teams, Slack, whatever it may be. There are a lot of new integrations nowadays that help you through AI to summarize those meetings really almost in real time. So this is not to replace those tools. We will be going over what those tools are and which ones we recommend in a later video. This particular tool is meant to be used for when you have in-person meetings to where maybe the only available device to record is your smartphone, right? And you just open up voice memo and you just want to record the meeting. Of course, you always want to get everybody's consent, let them know that you are going to be recording the meeting, right? So picture this scenario, you're having a company meeting. It may be short, it may be long, but you don't have a recording device other than your phone, and you just want to, get something online right away because you don't want to keep everybody waiting. So you turn on voice memo and you record the entire conversation. Now, this is going to save you a lot of time because you don't really want to be taking notes during the meeting. It can be distracting. And it's really nice to just have a full summary afterwards so that during the meeting you can just be at liberty to discuss whatever topics are coming up and use your, full brain power instead of focusing on trying to remember small details and writing notes. So without further ado, I'm going to kind of go over what this automation does and then show you a quick sample so you can see how powerful it is. So just going through the nodes here, our trigger is file created in Google Drive. So what does that mean? Really easy. It means that this automation will trigger anytime that we upload a audio file to this specific folder in the Google Drive, right? So this, you need to pre-make a folder and assign it in here, right? So that's what we've done. We've assigned this to pull from meeting recordings, okay? Now, that is the trigger. So anytime that you upload a file, you don't need to prompt an agent to do anything, nothing like that. This whole automation will trigger the moment that you upload an audio file into that Google Drive. So really convenient just to start out. Then this here is going to download the file internally. We're going to use Gemini here since we're already using all the Google platform to transcribe that recording. Then it's going to send it over to our thinking model here. And we're going to be using GPT-5 because I think that for something like this where you need to transcribe, analyze, and then even provide a summary, we do want to be using the best possible up-to-date model, cost aside. And then you're going to see 3 different paths here. All 3 of these are going to trigger. Now, these are some options for you. You don't need to have them all active. I mean, if you don't use Trello, obviously you just delete this here. If you don't use Slack, you delete this one. The one that is essential, obviously, is Gmail and Drive because this entire automation works on that platform. Now, I'm going to explain why these are here. So for our company specifically, we like to use Trello for a lot of project management. And we actually have an area in our Trello that creates where we create cards in Trello, if you're familiar with it. And in those cards, we upload the meeting summary as well as the next steps. This basically makes it so that when this summary is generated by our AI, it automatically creates a card in Trello. So we no longer have to go and copy a document from anywhere, drag it in there. It just does it. So super convenient. Down here, we also use Slack. Now, this can be, instead of send a message, some other options that you have here, you can actually just put it in a channel. That's probably what I'd recommend. For this demo, I set it up as sending a message so that it sends a message to me and I can show you guys the result. But what you can do is you can go in Slack and then just make a channel called meeting or meeting summaries. And then basically every time this automation triggers, so every time that a meeting happens, the bot will send the summary and the next steps of that meeting to that channel. So you'll have an archive of all your meetings in one place, which I find very useful. And then, of course, here, what's going to happen is we're going to send an email to the company email with the same information that we've been talking about, right? The summary of the meeting and the next steps. So this is basically for us to have a carbon copy of it in our inbox. And then what happens here that I really like is, typically if we just ended the automation here, you'd have the summary in your email, and it really only takes a step to go in there and click add to drive. But we're all about automation, right? I want to save as much time as possible. If I can save you an extra 5 seconds, I will. So this other automation here, what it's doing is it's actually taking the text that was generated from this model. So it's almost like it's skipping this, but it's taking the information that was generated, and it's actually going to be creating a file for us in the drive in a different folder. So, it really is up to you where you want to store these meeting recordings, where it's easiest for you to read those summaries. I'm just giving you all of the options here. And for us, we don't mind having a copy of it in several places because it's just useful for us. You're going to see something here that says optional. So I'm not going to be going too much into detail about this today, but essentially the reason for this is, let's say that you already have a meeting tool that's transcribing the meeting for you. So the file that you're going to upload may just be a text file. And so we're going to want to activate this switch so that the N8N knows that it's either a voice or a text file. And then these basically help clean it up. And then this is essentially the same node as this Gemini. I also left it here for your convenience. If you prefer to use the ChatGPT transcriber, you're more than welcome to. You can just swap this one out with this one, and the same thing should happen, right? And so this makes it easy because when you're uploading meeting notes, or I apologize, the transcription, because at that point it would be a word by word transcription, you could upload that, which would be a text file, into this folder, or you could simply upload the voice file, and then this would make it so it didn't matter which one it was, it would send it down the proper path so that we could eventually get it back to this model to do the rest of the automation, right? All right, great. So now that you know how it works, what I'm going to do here is show you a quick sample. So we're going to go into this drive here, and we're going to upload an audio file, right? Something very important to remember: you do not want to upload a video file. Video files are too big for this operation. It can cause crashes. So make sure that when you're recording, you're not doing like a video record to get the audio, right? Make sure you open up voice memo and make sure that it's like an MP4 file so that it's much smaller and easier for the bot to read. Now, the bot can sometimes still get the audio from a video file, but again, it can cause crashing, and you're going to use a whole lot more tokens. So you can see this file size is only 18 megabytes, and I believe it's about a 12-minute sample meeting. I grabbed something off YouTube, so we'll see what it summarizes. But yeah, this is a sample meeting between several people. It's about 12 minutes long. So now this has been uploaded, right? So what's going to happen is over here, again, as you've seen in previous videos, we're going to go into executions to see what's happening. And the automation is now running, so it's been running for about 15 seconds. And that's because we have the initial node over here set to every minute, right? So it's checking for these files every minute. And that's fine because, it's not going to run unless a file, is put in there. You can always change this, like I said before, to different intervals. You can put it to once a day. Obviously, you're not having a meeting every minute, but maybe multiple people are using this tool in your company, and that is possible. Depending on the N8N account that you have, multiple executions of this automation can be running at once. I believe with the basic account, it is 3 at a time. So back to this, we can see that it's still running, and it's been running for about 1 minute and 9 seconds. As you can see, when we've tested it before, it's ran for about, on average, well, it depends really. So some of them have taken a shorter amount of time. So this one's taking a little bit longer. It's probably because the file is much longer than when we've tested it before. You can see our error log here in the back, and that's when we were trying some video files, and we realized that the files are simply too big, and it was causing a lot of errors. So let's go back here. Let's just wait this out, and I'm going to go ahead and just wait for this to finish, and then we will see what happens in our drive. All right, guys, so I saved you the trouble of watching that spin for an extra 30 seconds. As you can see here, this succeeded in about 2 minutes, so about 20 seconds after I went ahead and paused that. This is the execution. This shows all green, which is all good for us. This is a good sign. It means that everything worked as it should have. So obviously you're seeing this inside N8N. Let's go check the real world results and see where everything went. Okay, so we're going to start going back in the drive. So let's first of all see if the Google Drive automation worked. So we're going to go to meeting summaries, which is the folder that was assigned to that last node that I showed you guys. All right, so it looks like we've got meeting notes, and we've got a function in here that automatically puts in the time. So it's really nice because when you're going back through these notes, they're already time stamped and dated. So, if you need to organize them later, it's not a problem. So here we go. We've got a comprehensive summary. We've got meeting notes. And then the AI went ahead and kind of categorized the topics that were discussed, right? And this is really, really detailed, which I love, right? Because it was a 12-minute recording that we submitted, and there were a lot of topics discussed in that sample YouTube video of a company meeting. So it even kept track of people's names because a quick tip for you guys, when you're starting a meeting, you might want to have everybody introduce themselves and say, hey, my name is Emmanuel. This is me speaking. AI is getting to the point where it's really good at picking up who is who. And that's just going to make these summaries a whole lot better if it knows who was speaking when, right? This part I really love as well. So it gives us some action items for everybody, which is really awesome. And really, the structure of these meeting notes depends on what you teach the bot in here. We have a pre-written formula for you. So if you just use this tool out of the box, like the way that we're providing it for you, your meeting summaries will look like what I just showed you. Okay. So let's go check the other ones to see if everything worked. So first, let's go and check Slack. All right, so I've got Slack pulled up here. So this is right now. So when that automation ran, I received a message with all the same information that you just saw in the drive. So as I said, it really is wherever you want to receive it. Again, you could just make a channel here that says meeting records, and then this would get posted there automatically. So I really like Slack because it works really well with a lot of automations. You can also use Microsoft Teams. I know they've got their own AI built in as well, but it also still plugs in with N8N, right? So really nice. We've got everything that I showed you all in here in Slack, okay? Now let's go check the other one, which was Trello. So we've got Trello pulled up here, and if you are familiar with Trello, you'll recognize this layout instantly. Trello is really mobile friendly, which is one of the reasons why I like this automation to trigger and create me a new card with the meeting notes, because a lot of times I can just pull it up on my phone, or I'm already in Trello anyway because it's a tool that I use to kind of organize my day and my tasks. So as you can see, we've already pre-set up a meeting notes area here, and it created a new card. These are our previous meetings. So if we go ahead and just open this up to show you, you can see in here, you're going to be able to take a look as soon as this loads. One moment. There we go. Sorry, I've got to expand the screen here. So you can see that it's all the same information that I showed you all in the other ones. But again, now it's in Trello. And it's really nice because in here you can, manipulate the cards. mark things as done. Trello's got its own suite of automation. So to me, having the data is the important part. What you do with it, that's up to you to get creative. But it's really nice to have it just automatically put in here. So yeah, now it's in Trello. So we can close this out. And you can, mark it as complete or whatever you want to do. You can drag it over, put it in a different project. But it is now in your meeting notes in Trello as well. And then lastly, let's not forget that we did also ask it to send us an email. So let's go into our inbox. And you're going to see here, we tested it before, but this is the latest run of the automation. So we're going to go ahead and open this up. Once more, all the same information. Like I said, it is up to you where and when you want to receive it. But I wanted to show you in this demo that you can get the summary and the next steps anywhere that you want. And like I said, as long as you have the data, you can get creative with what you do with it. But the important part is to have it. So that is that. I hope that this automation is useful for you. I know that it's very useful for us. Keep in mind this option here if you want to upload text files. Don't upload video files if you can avoid it. And if you need any help setting this automation up for your business, we'd be more than happy here at Valaris to give you a hand with that. It's what we do, so we can make a custom solution for you. You may have other programs where you want to send this information, and even if they are not already built in with N8N, we can develop those for you, do some custom nodes here to send the information to wherever it is that you want it, or even, go further. After the file is created in the drive, maybe you want to do something else with it. Maybe you want that emailed to certain people, right? So it really is fun because you can just kind of keep going as long as the software can handle it, and it usually can. You can get really creative with these automations. So that's what we're here to do. We want to teach you how to use these. You can build it yourself, but of course, if you want something custom built, we are here to help. That's all for today. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope that you enjoyed it. Take care.